Well, there wasn't much respect from the two sets of supporters, or a section of them, for the anthems. But let's check now on the team news for a match which was always going to have a volatile edge to it. First, Scotland, and the fact that Colin Hendry passed his fitness test means they have 3 survivors from the Euro 96 meeting at Wembley. Burley and Collins are the others. The surprise selection is Paul Ritchie of Hearts in a left-sided position, getting the vote over Blackburn's Callum Davidson. Maybe that's to do with containing David Beckham. 6 of the team play for English clubs. It'll be 8 if Burley and Hendry join Derby County. Well, England have 6 players in their starting lineup who played in the Euro 96 game. They include David Seaman, who saved a penalty, and Alan Shearer, who scored the first goal then. He's partnered up front by Michael Owen, with Andy Cole on the bench. Shearer, Owen and Cole are among 7 England players on 1 yellow card, and they've all been told by Kevin Keegan to tackle sensibly, because a caution today for one of them would mean suspension from the second leg at Wembley on Wednesday. And the Spanish referee, Manuel Díaz Vega, is known to have a punctilious nature. He's sent off players of the reputation of Paul Gascoigne and Patrick Kluivert. Well, as we await the kick-off, so much anticipation for so long since the draw was made. Here with his final thoughts before the game gets going, Trevor Brooking.
Well, I think there's a certain relief just from the players' point of view that they're going to get on with one of the games at least. And can Scotland be patient, because they're very much like sides to come onto them and try and catch the opposition out on the counter-attack? Can they do that in front of their own fans? And that's, I think, the big question, because England then feel that they might be vulnerable.
Just to remind you that you all know the second leg is next Wednesday. Away goals can count in this double-header. So it'll be interesting too to see what England's attitude is. Keegan told me yesterday that had in some ways affected his planning for the match. If he could get a goal here, it would possibly put England in very good heart. As they line up at the moment, England have 4 strung across the back, but Trevor will pick up the tactical formations in a moment. That's Craig Burley for Scotland. David Beckham coming inside. Campbell. Beckham getting his share of the jeering. Comes off John Collins to Michael Owen. Ince. 3 here is Phil Neville. How are they playing, Trevor?
Well, from Scotland's point of view, they do play the 3 at the back. Craig Burley in possession now will be the right wing back. Paul Ritchie very much pushing in and going to do a man marking job on Beckham the other side. The question is, they're going to concentrate so much on defence. Will they get opportunities through this man Hutchison to support the front men?
That was Billy Dodds to Burley. Dodds and Gallacher are the 2 up front for Scotland. Here's Dodds now. Scotland throw off Tony Adams. Hooked in by Hutchison. It was a good ball in. Paul Ince headed it out. This is Barry Ferguson for Scotland, number 6. Scotland haven't beaten England since 1985, when Richard Gough's goal gave them a 1-0 win here at Hampden, or the old Hampden. Forward by Martin Keown. Shearer. England get the free kick. And Keown and Adams just looking at each other to say, shall we both go forward? The answer is yes. Sol Campbell is also coming up. Beckham to take it from out on the right. The Scots have formed a little wall. Oh, and it was Shearer that went down, and a Scottish player is also down outside the penalty area. But he's up again now. Tony Adams is being spoken to, Trevor. Well,
Don Hutchison almost had a vice-like grip on Tony Adams, and you can see, actually, Tony Adams wrestles him on the floor.
He's onside! Gallacher breaking away. And England were caught with players still coming back from the corner at the other end, and Martin Keown here had to do a rescue job. Gallagher's ahead of him, he's onside, and Keown hooks clear. Corner to Scotland. And that's awkward for David Seaman. Oh, he dropped it! And it's a goal kick. Goodness me. Look at this, sign of nerves here by the goalkeeper.
Well, look how many bodies are in. He tries to take it, then almost one-handed. The position that it's taken certainly suggests that the referee might have let it happen, and it was just a toe end from Gallacher that he got underneath it and over the crossbar.
They may feel that Gallacher should have scored. It was certainly the first real chance. And Seaman, whose position was questioned in some quarters with Nigel Martyn in such good form for Leeds, wouldn't have been comfortable there. Say, the new stadium bearing little resemblance architecturally to the old one. This is certainly a stadium built for a new century. Burley for Scotland. Will they start that century in Euro 2000, or will it be the English? That's another free kick to England against number 2, David Weir.
It's Weir who seems to be marking more Owen. Dailly over the other side, picking up Shearer. Hendry more the spare man in the centre.
Mind you, Hendry and Shearer should know enough about each other, Trevor. Blackburn Rovers players in the past.
I don't think they'll hold back either of them with their challenges, that's for sure.
Here's Beckham. It's Keown. Shearer. Oh! Coming in from the back, Colin Hendry. Is this a card? It's a card, it's yellow. Hendry on his old clubmate Shearer, which we were just mentioning, clatters him down.
Well, that's just a reckless challenge. So early in the game, didn't make contact with the ball quite right, brings down Alan Shearer, yellow card, and now you walk on a tightrope, whatever anyone says.
Well, he's on a tightrope possibly twice over. He hasn't been booked before in this tournament, so it won't be a suspension yet for Hendry, but as you say, it still could be. It's a free kick to England. Shearer and Owen in the 18-yard area. Nobody else at the moment. Neville's come up on this side. Beckham short to Ince. Neville. This is Jaime Redknapp. Shearer's header down. Scholes was trying to get in there. Wearing number 8 today, Paul Scholes. Shearer now goes to the right. It was Ritchie who challenged him this time. The flag's up for a foul. There were 2 fouls on Shearer, and he's getting frustrated.
Well, again, I think Christian Dailly, in the end, it was who tried to pitch the ball in front of him. Shearer rode him round, he tugged him back, and another free kick.
And up they come again. Keown and Campbell. Adams. It's going to come out to Scholes. Neville. There goes Owen, but it's a lost cause, that one. Craig Brown has taken Scotland to Euro 96, to France 98. He's had more experience as an international coach than this man, although Keegan is still unbeaten as England coach, remember. Redknapp. This is Ince coming forward. Owen is to his right. Shearer is to his left. Hendry gets a foot in. This is Neville. Play on this time, says the Spanish referee. Jaime Redknapp. Ince. Here's Michael Owen trying to get away from Hendry. This is Beckham now with Sol Campbell going up outside him. Beckham's header back in. Owen with Weir. And over on the far side, John Collins.
Beckham decided to take the pop shot rather than the overlapping Campbell. I mean, from England's point of view, generally they're trying to keep three at the back, but sort of Campbell takes turns just to push up on the right-hand side, as does Philip Neville then. And so you could say it's quite a sort of fluid system. You wouldn't put a back four in, or you wouldn't put three at the back. They're sort of moving around, but sometimes Jaime Redknapp gets shoved out on the left-hand side, which I don't think he's particularly happy with.
Well, the early part of this match, we're into the 9th minute, has been punctuated by a series of stoppages, free kicks, and it may be that sort of game. I don't think we're going to have a classic here, but it'll be hard to beat the occasion. Here's Collins. This is Ritchie, the Hearts defender. Billy Dodds did well, found Burley. This is Barry Ferguson, talented Rangers midfield player. Nice ball with the outside of the foot. Ince wins out in that particular duel. Michael Owen. Shearer over on the far side. Scholes joining now. Still Owen. Oh, and he goes by Weir. And Scholes is waiting, and so there was Shearer, but neither one could get to the cross.
That was a classic situation for England. You know, they were just defending. Owen knew there was space behind him. He span round, and then there's no worse sight for a defender than one-on-one. He went past his man very well. Good cross. Didn't quite find anyone in the penalty. That was the first little glimmer, I think, for England.
Well, he went past Weir as though he wasn't there. This is Burley. Feeding it in towards Billy Dodds. He's a real pest, is Dodds. He's one of those forwards who never lets defenders rest. High work rate. Come to international football quite late in his career. Here's Barry Ferguson, who's only 21. Don Hutchison gets it back from Dodds. Hendry's header. Now Burley. Ince that came at him. Hutchison. Oh, and again Ince goes in. That's the second tackle, and I think that's the one that's going to get the referee angry. Paul Ince had gone in twice. Now he's saying get up to Collins. Referee hasn't produced a card. Trevor?
Well, luckily he didn't, because it was a good tackle. He made contact with the ball first. Quite right, he did get the ball, and although John Collins went up in the air, I think it was an excellent tackle, and the referee caught in two minds, wasn't sure, that's why he didn't produce the yellow card, but I don't think he should have given the free kick.
So we exonerate Paul Ince, and we have a free kick nonetheless to Scotland, to be taken by Ferguson. There's a bit of battling going on in there. Martin Keown with the header out. This is Weir. Dailly challenging Shearer. Hendry comes in to take Owen.
Colin Hendry's got to be careful, because in fact Michael Owen got the ball first there, and luckily he didn't follow through with the challenge, and he didn't get a free kick given against him. This is throwing to Scotland, but Hendry, of course, with that tackle on Shearer, does have to be very careful. He's been out for quite a while, could easily miss time a tackle.
Hasn't played since early in October, when he last appeared for Scotland and went on after 36 minutes. Now we have a Scottish player injured on the far side. I think it's Ritchie. Yes. He was challenged here by Sol Campbell.
Just an accidental challenge, and Sol Campbell's head on that particular occasion coming out on top. He doesn't look as if he felt anything at all.
I've never known a match, not even a cup final, where the demand for tickets has been so enormous. 52,000 lucky enough to be inside the ground. And it's the same story at Wembley as well. I think they could have filled the old Hampden for this one with 134,000. This is Jaime Redknapp looking for Owen. Hendry's got it. Good header by Neville. Now, surely Shearer was offside, but Owen wasn't. Now, that was an interesting one. The assistant referee from Spain did put his flag up rather late, but it wasn't against the player who was through.
Well, actually, as you see, still coming back out. But actually, Michael Owen was offside as well. He was the last man, so I think the correct decision there from the linesman.
They're all from Spain, the three officials. There's a header by Adams. Burley. Oh, and into that gap goes Billy Dodds! As a youngster, he had a short spell at Chelsea, Dodds, then he really went on a tour. Dundee, St Johnstone, Aberdeen, now Dundee United and Scotland. And he gets in here, ahead of Martin Keown.
Just a low drive, didn't quite hit it cleanly enough. David Seaman though got his body behind it, but it was a clear opening on goal.
Well, Scotland have had two chances, and it's here where on paper you would think they would have to make the running as the home side, but Craig Brown has been quoted as saying 0-0 at Hampden would be a good result for Scotland. It's all mind games, isn't it? Touch on the head of Hutchison there. Dodds back to Burley. Gallagher's waiting in the centre. Comes again to Hutchison. And Burley's cross. And that came out on the far side towards Ritchie. And back it comes to Burley. Ritchie stays forward. Dodds in there. Gallagher's in there. Oh, and Scotland. Kevin Gallacher now. It's a corner. Scotland have had three chances to open the scoring. This is a Burley cross. It's a Gallacher header, but in fact, I think it came off Sol Campbell last. Oh, and England not defending corners well. Hutchison's up there. Scholes. Owen, now this is where Owen on the break is going to trouble Scotland again, perhaps. They're scurrying back, the blue shirts. Beckham. Owen's been pulled down. Referee's going across. Oh! Scottish player holds his head. It's Gallacher. Yellow card. And Gallagher's on one already. This is a suspension, I think, for Kevin Gallacher from the second leg. He's been booked previously in the competition. 2 yellow cards, you miss a game, and the way Gallacher held his head, you knew it was Wembley he was missing. Big blow for Scotland. Big chance for somebody else, perhaps. In the meantime, caught up in it all, it's Beckham with the free kick for England. Poor one, cleared by Ferguson. Well, Gallacher will have to put that out of his mind now and give what he can today. Plays, of course, now for Newcastle. There are 5 Scots in the squad today who started the match on a yellow. And as I said earlier, 7 Englishmen. Here's one of them, Sol Campbell. Looking for Owen, he's trying to get in behind Hendry here. Owen! Oh, it's rolling wide!
Well, it's a save by Sullivan, he did well, because he just drifted between the two defenders. As you can see, it goes over Dailly, gets between Hendry, gets a little toe ender, and it hits the body of Sullivan and trickles past the post. Good save by the keeper.
It was an important touch by the Wimbledon man. It's Beckham with the corner for England. Plays it short to Scholes. Adams is on the far side coming in now. That's his header across. And I just feel, Trevor, I watched Scotland training yesterday at Ayr, and I just wonder about Colin Hendry's fitness, you know. He's a towering influence, but once or twice already in this game, he has looked a little short of match practice.
Well, it's sort of going to deteriorate as the match goes on. This was a great chance for Tony Adams. You look at Alan Shearer across the goal. Kevin Keegan thinks, oh, no, he had a clear header back across the goal, and Tony Adams was just as frustrated. But as you say, Colin Hendry's already got built. Whether, you know, Craig Brown has said, have an hour and see how it goes, and that be enough today, because whether he'll last the 90 minutes, could be a query against.
And also, he might have to play 120 minutes at Wembley on Wednesday, in theory. Anyway, back with England and back with Campbell. Shearer starts down the right-hand side here, trying to get behind Christian Dailly. Well, chances already at both ends in this first leg. We've been playing 18 minutes, but Scotland have had 3 opportunities. England maybe only 2. Astray from Paul Ince, who's back in the international fold after the sending off in Sweden. Adams, Scholes, Neville. Oh, Shearer knows how to play that against Dailly. Here's Redknapp. It's a free kick in favour of John Collins. Hutchison for Scotland here. Burley, forward by David Weir. This is Collins. Hutchison, Gallagher's waiting in the centre. Ritchie's joining him. It's an easy one for the goalkeeper. Actually, Paul Ritchie's getting forward a lot on that left-hand side.
He's pushing forward because he wants to mark tight on Beckham, but for me, all the problem is on this right-hand side, where Hutchison and Burley are ganging up 2 against 1 quite often, with Philip Neville, who's quite deep. He's not playing as a wing-back, he's hanging back, and Jaime Redknapp then drifting into the centre alongside Scholes, and Burley is a get-out ball for them quite often, and I think Hutchison and Burley have had too much control down this right flank, and England aren't developing much at all going forward.
Collins. Ferguson. John Collins, very adept in tight situations. Just got caught there. Referee thought Scotland had an advantage, so let them play on. Then a Scottish tackle coming flying in from Hutchison. Now it's Adams. Campbell for England. Shearer hovering in the centre. Scholes is there and gets away from Hendry. And Paul Scholes for England. England score first with 21 minutes gone, and the point we made about Colin Hendry, I think, has to be looked at. Scholes got in there where maybe he was not expected to. There's Hendry going for it, but Scholes just gets a yard on him and tucks it past Sullivan.
Well, Colin Hendry is the last man. I also think, you know, the absence of Paul Lambert is another factor, because I'm sure he'd been the one to have kept an eye on those deep runs. Everyone knows about them. Good first chest. Neil Sullivan decides to come, doesn't get there as he did with Owen, and there's the celebration, and that man Scholes strikes again. The
first England goal at Hampden since Steve Bull scored here in 1989, and it brings Scholes' record to 8 goals on the for England, that is, on the day he wins his 19th cap, a good ratio. Scotland 0, England 1. Hendry. David Weir. Oh, it is Gallacher! And Seaman saves at point-blank range. England virtually conceding that lead with a dreadful error in defence. They got away with it for now. Campbell. 3 chances now have gone begging for Kevin Gallacher.
Well, what a let-off. I mean, it was Keown and Ince got in each other's way. It then didn't reach David Seaman. Gallacher one-on-one and elected to hit it rather than go round him. What a chance to get back 1-1.
Gallacher could have had a hat-trick already. The only sheet his name is on is the referee's crime sheet at the moment. Scotland are still one down, but they should have equalised there. But well, they would have done, but for David Seaman, who gets credit for an important save. Here's Beckham. Owen. Ince. Owen again. Neville. Ferguson trying to start Scotland on the move with Burley here. Now Dodds has made a forward run this time. Gallagher's come shorter here. Tries to tuck it on. Adams didn't read it. Well, he did read it, but didn't buy the dummy. Here's Campbell. Beckham. Out.
No, this is a chance. You know, little knockback from Ince. It hits Keown, they tackle each other. And, well, you know, I think he's got to go around the goalkeeper. Stood up well, Seaman. Tries to hit it early, doesn't go either side of him at all, right into his legs.
Well, for Scottish followers, that chance may go. We'll see what happens later, but David Beckham on the run here, up against Ritchie. I was just thinking back to Wembley in '96 and Gary McAllister having to live with that saved penalty, which has been well chronicled. If Scotland were to lose here today, Kevin Gallacher might have to look back on at least 2 good chances, maybe 3. That's a foul. That's a foul by Dailly. Yellow card, Christian Dailly. That's his first of the competition.
That's the problem with Michael. He's so quick, you think you're going to get the ball. I mean, it's a yellow card tackle, there's no question of that. And now, you know, just invites challenges. He toe-ends it away from him, and you end up with a card in the game. Another defender worrying about the second tackle for the rest of the game. It's
not going well for the Scots. 24 minutes gone. They're a goal down. They've missed chances, and they've got 2 players on a yellow card today. Meantime, Beckham has placed the ball, and Scotland see enough danger to form a 4-man wall. This is all of 30 yards.
He's going to hit it, don't worry about that.
Sullivan must know that. Long delay. Ince has gone to join the wall, and they're pushing him. And it's Beckham floating away.
With his side 1-0 up, got to take a chance, just could hit it sweet, he could get a deflection, he's having a little smile there, but the problem now of Scotland's, because the game plan is try and keep it tight, 0-0 as we've mentioned, wouldn't be a bad result, and now they've conceded a goal. What do? They can't press the panic button, but they know they've got to gradually push forward, they must get the equaliser. They had that golden opportunity, and Craig Brown must be fretting about that.
Well, and also about the bookings, I mean, we've already dealt with the fact that Gallacher is out of Wednesday's game, but of course he's on a yellow card in this game as well, as are Hendry and Dailly, so 3 Scottish players treading the line here. Dodds, and at the moment, no Englishman. Ferguson. That was meant for Dailly.
Just feel the quietness of the crowd as well now, John. That was a key factor in this sort of game.
Owen. Yes, it was pretty silent when Scholes' goal went in, wasn't it? The 6,000 or 7,000 English fans are somewhat swamped in those terms by their Scottish counterparts today, with segregation, of course, very carefully organised. Nigel, I've got to get their own back at Wembley. Here's Burley. Scholes, Ince, Weir. Redknapp touched that off to Owen. Scholes goes down. That was a heavy challenge. Hutchison. 1 or 2 England players not happy about it. Beckham came up to speak to the referee.
I mean, Keegan not happy. We thought it was a 2-footed challenge. There it is, and it's a terrible tackle over the top, and it certainly didn't make contact with the ball, and that's why they were so irate.
Keegan has spoken to the 4th official down on the touchline in front of us. Hutchison was the offender. The goal scorer was the recipient. This is Keown. Beckham at the moment playing very deep. Shearer. Oh, it's a very good turn by the captain. Hendry got a foot in. It's a poor kick by Seaman. Straight to Don Hutchison. This is John Collins. Dodds with his arm up on this side. Gallacher goes in first. Keown looks as though he might have been brought down. Beckham hooks it upfield. There's an offside flag up now. The referee says... Oh, he's seen it now. He's seen it now. It was late. Here's Ferguson. Dailly looks for Dodds. Adams wants it to run. Finishes up, pushed over. Getting on for half an hour, Trevor. What's your assessment so far?
Well, England have been fortunate a couple of occasions, particularly the equalising opportunity for Gallacher when Keown and Ince had the mess up, and a good save by Seaman. But Scotland have got the problem gradually to take the game more to England to try and get back into it. They've got two small strikers in Dodds and Gallacher, so they can't knock it up. They've got to try and thread the ball through, and that's not easy in a very congested midfield area. They've not got a lot of width, and of course Ritchie and sort of Burley, who are the wide people, are more defensive players rather than people who can play on the wing and go past people.
Well, it was Michael Owen trying to get past the defender there. He's got a throw on the far side for England. This is Beckham. Sol Campbell, who really is, at the moment, in a right-back position. Position that might have been occupied, of course, by Gary Neville had he been fit, but Kevin Keegan didn't have him. He didn't have Lasso to play on the other flank, so it was a little bit make do and mend with the fullbacks in the squad.
Although England are ahead, the shape of the side doesn't look comfortable. I mean, it's not. You can see Jaime Redknapp at the bottom of the pitch, almost playing left of midfield, but he drifts in the centre a lot because he's not happy on this side, which just illustrates that left-footed problem that the whole squad has.
McCann, of course, was in the squad, but went back to Madrid for treatment on a thigh injury. Ray Parlour, hoping to still be available for Wednesday. He's also under treatment. Gallacher looking for Dodds. Oh, and here is Dodds, and Adams had to react quickly there. Did it well. They're quite nippy, the two Scottish strikers. Although obviously they lack height. Here's Burley. Getting it back from Hutchison. Don Hutchison trying to make a bit of room. He's got plenty of support up. This is Christian Dailly now. Ritchie to his left. Collins. Tried to get Ritchie in behind him. A goal kick has been given to England. Most things are going England's way just at present. Collins hasn't really got into the game yet.
A good little backhill here. You drag back and trying to find Ritchie, but it was Beckham who read it. Good defended by England on this occasion.
It does look like a flat back four now, Trevor, that England are playing, doesn't it?
Well, it is a flat back four. I mean, on occasions they tap around and push Neville up, or Campbell sort of doesn't really play in a right back position. You can see him dropping in there, but he did push up on that right hand side. The lopsided areas here where Jaime Redknapp has to come out to play left midfield. You could almost say that they've got Dave Beckham on the right midfield, and then the three clustered together, Redknapp, sort of Ince and Scholes, although Jaime Redknapp then is asked to come out right when Scotland build up down this flank. All
a bit cagey. Anyway, here's Dodds getting a free kick against Scholes. Ball was kicked away there. My impression is actually that Beckham's playing far more in England's half than he is in Scotland's half. He seems to be having to go back with Ritchie all the time on the far side. Here's Christian Dailly. Gallacher. Collins. Oh, that was played on well by Craig Burley to Don Hutchison. And helped on again with John Collins having the final shot. Passed to him here by Barry Ferguson, number 6, and then Collins was pretty strong on his left side. And those two combining again now and finding Craig Burley. This is Dodds. Made progress there. Oh, and it came back off him. And the referee says, I think the Scottish player is going to be told to get up. He says no penalty. Tony Adams on Billy Dodds here.
Well, he almost tries to play the 1-2 and then Adams sort of knocks it away and just Billy Dodds continuing in his run, runs into him, and there's no chance for Kevin Keegan. I don't think even looks anxious on that occasion. Referee quite right.
Header there was by Dailly for Scotland.
Burley remains there at their get out on this side, though. So, you know, and then sort of Neville just waits for him to come on. But I think if Scotland, they've just got to try and look this right flank. That seems to be where they're building up most of their play.
This is Keown trying to build up England's play, but it's coming back pretty quick. Campbell with Gallacher. 35 minutes gone at the new Hampden, the first leg of the Euro 2000 playoff. Paul Scholes' goal has England in the advantage position. Shearer. Burley again. And again Redknapp's having to come back and try and track him. Ferguson. Collins. Ritchie down the left, being joined here by Dailly. Now it's Ritchie. Gallacher's on the near post. Cross blocked by Campbell. Collins. Tries to get Ferguson in here. And oh, Gallagher's there again! And he's missed again! This is a catalogue of spurn chances by the Scots. Did he get a touch on this, the defender, though? Yes, I think credit due to Tony Adams, I believe, to try and block Gallacher. He conceded a corner. And here it comes. Dailly's up, Ritchie's up. Played short, Hutchison. Well, perhaps I was a bit harsh there on Gallacher, but my word, they're all falling to him, aren't they, Trevor?
Yeah, it's the first time that Ferguson's got forward to the byline, pulled it back. It was just behind Gallacher. It was a tough chance. He was just beyond the near post and tried to turn it in. But I think, as you see, goes beyond the 6-yard box. It's just behind him. I don't think he could have actually, on just a one-touch situation, got it on target. But certainly they all seem to be heading like a little magnet to him.
Here comes Owen. Can he be a magnet for England? This is Shearer. Owen plays it back into Shearer. And again Owen. Oh, the referee stopped it. Penalised Shearer. Craig Brown knows goal scoring hasn't been Scotland's strongest point over the years. They've usually benefited from a very sound defence. They find themselves here now in need of a goal. Burley. Neville got a block on that. Dodds makes the movement. Ferguson joins Gallacher in the centre. This is Hutchison. And it's Dodds again. Now it's Ferguson. All a little bit elaborate by Scotland. But the header out from Adams only comes to Burley. Ritchie's coming in far side to head that one back in. The Scots are appealing, but they're not going to get anything.
Well, they've been trying to thread it through because they're not that tall in attack, but just a little bit beyond the far post there. Beckham against Ritchie. Ritchie more confident, and he could have fallen easily to a Gallacher or a Dodds, but it went through to Seaman.
I think there was a holding offence, really, in front of the goalkeeper, Trevor. It might have been Martyn Keown that they were appealing against. Now, Colin Hendry has gone down injured. He's not going to get up either during this attack. Well, it seems as though he's pointing to his chest. Here was the incident. Shearer backed into him rather, didn't he? And Hendry came over the top.
Yeah, it's just, I think whether he caught the hip of Alan Shearer's is going up or whether it was the landing, I think he's going to be fine from that particular incident. They're appealing still, Trevor. Hutchison has gone up to the referee, pulling his shirt to gesticulate that back in the penalty area, they feel that, I think it was Keown, certainly him or Adams, an England defender, appeared to pull back the Scottish player on that last attack. I mean, I'm sure there's a frustration in the Scottish camp, but I just feel that the ball was just knocked back in. It happened so quickly, it was through to Seaman. It wouldn't have made any particular difference to the incident or the opening.
Well, no doubt they analysed at great length in the days that follow in this most overhyped of all internationals. Here's Hendry, and this is Ferguson now. He did that well. Looking ahead, he sees Gallacher, and the referee says fair challenge by Ince, but then, oh, there's another follow-up there. Well, Ince was involved first off, and then Campbell got tangled up. That was Ince on Ferguson. Here's Campbell, and we didn't see how he got brought down, but who's been carded here? There's a yellow card out. Now, who's he showing this to? Barry Ferguson, I think. Barry Ferguson becoming the 4th Scottish player on the day to receive a yellow card. That might have been for a tackle on Campbell that we didn't quite get a second look at. Five minutes to go to half-time. Redknapp jumps with Hutchison. Oh, and Hutchison strong into Ince there. The England players have been told by Keegan to keep cool in all situations and not react. There's Beckham. It's a free kick. Martyn Keown. First one up into the penalty area. Campbell follows him. Adams joining them now. Oh, Scholes was there again! And it's 2-0 to England. It's the little man from Manchester United who's got them both. And England are roaring away in this playoff. Look at the supporters here. David Beckham supplies the cross, Manchester United style. And Paul Scholes getting in there, Trevor, between taller men.
He was never picked up from the edge of the penalty area. Came through all the way for 10 yards, totally unmarked, got between the two, and it ended up right on his head. Great finish, but he wasn't picked up from the edge of the penalty area, right from the start of that free kick.
Dreadful marking by Scotland. Celebrations on the England touchline. Scotland 0, England 2. Paul Scholes, who got a hat-trick, you may remember, in this competition at Wembley against Poland, now has 2 today. Now, how do the Scots get out of this? Can they get out of it? 2 down at home with 3 minutes to go to half-time.
Bit of credit to David Beckham's cross as well. We speak about Scholes and we say how clever he is coming into those situations, but it was a great cross, the sort of pace on the cross that the keeper couldn't come for, and once it ended on the top of Scholes' head, well, that was where he was going to end up in the back of the net.
That's a foul by Jaime Redknapp on Craig Burley. Scotland are desperate now to get something back quickly. to stay in the game. Ferguson finds Dodds, and can Dodds do it? He's hit the bar! And Beckham clears from the rebound, not very far. Hutchison. Burley. Another let-off for England and David Seaman. Little push on Campbell there by Ritchie, it seemed. Well, England may be too up, but they've had some escapes, there's no doubt about that. Beckham was on hand, actually, to clear his lines when the ball came back off the bar, but there's an incident over there involving Michael Owen. Scotland have a free kick. Sol Campbell has made a tackle and won the ball, but the referee says it was a foul. It's all happening at Hampden. Keep your eyes peeled. This is Billy Dodds with the swinging left foot, and David Seaman does he get there?
No, it didn't make any difference. It got the faintest of touches, that's all it was. Very unlucky for Billy Dodds.
Dailly's in the penalty area here for Scotland. Campbell clears with a header. Scotland coming back off the ropes a bit here, but Barry Ferguson's lost it, and look at this! It's Owen with Scholes free to his right, and he lost control, and Scholes holds his head in disbelief.
I should think he could have claimed the match ball, couldn't he, for the hat-trick. Michael Owen has a look up, he knows exactly where he was, but he didn't ever get it under control, did he?
That would have been 3-0 and good night, wouldn't it? If England had clicked in that attack. This is Hutchison. Now it's Burley. Dodds again. Oh, he's offside this time. Dodds is offside, there's a flag up. We're in the last minute of the 45.
It was a close decision when it was played in. But the whistle went early enough. And you've got to say, England 2-0 up, but Scotland will feel a bit hard done by. They've had chances, hit the underside of the crossbar, and England, without playing particularly well, have really at the other end made it tell when it's mattered, and that man Paul Scholes has come up trumps again.
Neither defence looks particularly commanding, do they? This is Burley. Volleyed away by Neville as we go into first half stoppage time here at Hampden. Of stoppage time to be added on. This will certainly take the sting out the second leg, Trevor, if it stays like this.
Well, I mean, Craig Brown's got to think when looking at his bench, Neil McCann, perhaps to give them a bit of attacking width. Burchill, the youngster, although the Dodds and Gallacher haven't done bad up front, but Gallacher, of course, has missed those 2 or 3 chances. And Colin Cameron did not bad in the Lithuania game, but they're the more attacking options.
Or Burchill, perhaps. Here's Collins to Hutchison. Ferguson. Burley coming in with the header. Oh, bit of a slice by Adams. Oh, the assistant referee has changed his mind. He's now given England the throw. As we approach the end of the first quarter of this 2-leg playoff.
What a time Paul Scholes has had in these games, because he scores a hat-trick, didn't he, against Poland, gets sent off against Sweden, and here he's 2 goals against Scotland. He's definitely been the key man, and always the one in this particular qualifying period for England.
Foul by Weir on Shearer. Coming up to half-time, it's tiger tamed as far as Scotland are concerned at the moment. This is Redknapp across to Beckham, and the referee signals that England will go in at half-time with a 2-goal lead. Kevin Keegan couldn't have wished for more. Paul Scholes with both the goals. Scotland's defending very poor on each, one has to say that, but Scholes took that beautifully on his chest and tucked it past Sullivan. It's a lovely finish. Craig Brown solemn there, Keegan delighted, and then, lo and behold, where are they shouting from? Here's Beckham's free kick, and there's the header by Scholes that makes it 2-0. Having said that, Scotland can point to a series of missed opportunities. Second half starts with news from the referee's dressing room that Paul Scholes was given a yellow card for his celebration when he scored the first goal. You may have seen him with his hand cocked to his ear, and that presumably has been interpreted by the Spanish referee as inciting Scottish fans. So Scholes is on one yellow card. I must say that having checked up very carefully with UEFA, he started this match with a clean bill of health, despite the fact that he has had bookings and one sending off already in the competition. He has served a suspension. He's now back on one yellow card, Scholes. And England are back on the attack, and here he is. Owen is waiting in the centre, so is Shearer. Oh, and Scholes goes down and looks at the referee. The tackle was by Weir, but there's no penalty.
Well, 2-0 up, the referee might be forgiving. Watch the standing foot of Scholes. He shapes to turn it. I think he takes his foot there, and there is contact with the boot. The very foot. The referee was right on the spot.
Well, as you've been saying, Paul Scholes is at the centre of everything, it seems, in this match, and indeed in this qualifying competition. Here's Hendry. Bear in mind, Scotland 2-0 down. They haven't scored against England at all in the last 4 meetings, although I appreciate only one of those was in recent times. England winning 2-0 at Wembley in Euro 96 and leading 2-0 again today. Here's Sol Campbell. Scots will be left, I think, to reflect on some good chances missed even before England scored. And Craig Brown and Kevin Keegan will have their views on that, no doubt, but there's only one way this match is going at the moment. Alan Shearer with 2 defenders. Beckham. This is Ritchie. Away by Adams. Shearer chasing. Oh, goalkeeper staying at home because the ball's coming out of the area. Owen coming near post. Scholes is far, so is Redknapp. Scholes was just actually winding up there for a volley. Poor clearance, and this is Phil Neville. Redknapp. Scored his first goal for England against Belgium with his left foot, Jaime Redknapp, which is not his stronger normally. So he thought he'd have another go there. Here's Redknapp again. Well, I started by talking about the passion and fervour of the occasion. It's very, very quiet by comparison now. Michael Owen was the player who was, in the referee's opinion, fouled. And once again, England can compress the play into the Scottish half. This is Beckham. Campbell. Working the ball across to Neville on the left. There goes Owen with Weir. Good tackle. Christian Dailly, who can make rapid progress down the left. He had a very good World Cup match against Norway, I remember, in that position, and he gave Henning Berg a very uncomfortable afternoon in Bordeaux. And perhaps he'll have to come forward more now, Dailly. That's his pass to Collins. Ferguson. Scotland really here, Trevor, have rather lost the thread.
Well, they've deflated. They need some impetus, some excitement generated, and Ferguson, alongside him, Collins and Hutchison, either side of midfield, they've got to get forward further to get closer to Gallacher and Dodds, who still, for me, are far too isolated. Bit of frustration there in Scotland at some stage. Do they abandon the three at the back, go four at the back, and try and bring on somebody like McCann, give them a bit of width? I've got to go. They've got to get a goal some stage this afternoon to get back into this.
Keown and Adams are up on the far side for the free kick. Sol Campbell's going up as well. Shearer, who nearly got a volley in there. This is going to come out to Redknapp. The big men stay forward. He takes the throw. Adams has drifted back now, and so too is Campbell. Redknapp working the left-hand side well. Owen is waiting in the area. Martin Keown is still forward, away by Hendry. And now can Gallacher get Scotland moving? It was Neville had a bit of a kick at him. And the referee goes across, and it's going to be a yellow card, Phil Neville. It was a careless sort of challenge, really. He took the back of the legs. He hasn't been booked before in the competition, Phil Neville, but he's on a yellow card in this game now, along with Scholes and 4 Scotsmen.
Yeah, an unnecessary challenge on the halfway line, wasn't going anywhere, and just swung his leg, didn't make contact with the ball, and unnecessary card.
Dodds, who did the dummy. Gallacher, who tucked it back in. Hendry, back for Scotland. Keep their shape and their minds on the job, that they could go away from Hampden with a better result than anybody perhaps expected. And Shearer got caught on the arm there. Here's Dailly. Burley to Weir. Towards Gallacher in the centre, got half a touch on that. That was Ritchie. And this is John Collins. That struck Sol Campbell, and the rebound favoured England. Here's Shearer. Beckham. Scholes. Colin Hendry gets the free kick. Taken short by Collins to Ferguson. Now Hutchison. He's got Burley to his right. Dodds and Gallacher up the middle again. Here's Dodds. It's Martin Keown with time to measure his clearance. Michael Owen. Owen rather ran into Dailly there, and then Beckham got flattened by Ritchie. Scotland have taken the free kick. This is Hutchison. That came off Scholes. Burley looking for Dodds. Adams across. Neville. Still such a reassuring figure at the back for England, Tony Adams. This is Collins. Burley with Hutchison pushing on now with the 2 strikers, giving it a bit more height in there perhaps.
They're going so far that, aren't they? Just get to that last third, and they're thinking, well, I can't knock a high ball in with Dodds and Gallacher because we're going to have no joy, but they can't get behind the England defence, get to the byline, get crosses in from there.
Oh, here's Collins in some space. Ince tried to get to him, it's still free, it's still Collins. It's again very intricate by Scotland, and in the end it was, well, I was going to say it was too elaborate, but they've got the ball back with Hutchison. Comes off Beckham, who's done more defensive work today perhaps than he has in attack, although he did supply the cross for the second goal. Here's Shearer. Owens linking up with him to the left. Redknapp's on that side as well.
pity on that counter-attack when it was knocked into Shearer, and they had Jaime Redknapp on the left-hand side. But England looking controlled, keeping possession. There's no pressure on them. They'd be quite happy with this current 2-0 scoreline.
Well, they've settled for that, didn't they, at this stage of the afternoon? Here's Ince. Redknapp to his left. Now it's Neville. He's up against Burley. Gets the cross in, and England will get a corner out of that. David Weir with the header. It's the England fans you can hear. Beckham has gone across to the far side to take the corner. Keown coming in from just behind the penalty spot with Campbell. It's been played short to Redknapp. Back again to Beckham.
Sullivan catches, looking to throw out quickly, but there's no one other than about 30 yards away from him just to hold the play up, and it allows England to get goal side. I think at some stage Scotland have got to take a little bit more chance, whether they bring on the likes of Burchill, McCann or a Cameron. But in this second half, England looking too comfortable if I was in Craig Brown's shoes.
Yes, I think if it continues like this for much longer, Scotland will start to look rather dispirited as well. But of course, a goal would change all that. Here's Hutchison. And he's found Collins. A challenge, Martin Keown. Sweet turn by Redknapp, but not a good pass. This is Christian Dailly. To Ritchie. And now it's Ferguson. Weir. It's down the right where Scotland have done their best work. This is Hutchison. Burley's off on a run now, but England again, everybody behind the ball. Weir. Gallacher. Hutchison. Scotland guilty there really of giving the ball away, and two players still on the ground. The referee just stopping the game there. Paul Ince was just tangling with Don Hutchison, and the Spanish official just wanted to sort that out, and it's in fact England's free kick.
Scotland had it for quite a long time, but they weren't going anywhere. It was trying to thread it through the part of the pitch is the width of the 18-yard box. They've got no natural width, can't get behind the England defence, and at the moment there's not enough penetration.
And there's not much there for England either, because David Seaman's kicked the ball out. Kevin Keegan sufficiently relaxed to have a smile, talking to Derek Fazackley there. Yet another of the old Blackburn connection. Collins brings Dailly into it. And now Ritchie against Campbell. Beckham looked a bit casual. Collins. Oh, and Gallacher pulling off there and trying to dart in behind Keown. It's a goal kick.
They're trying hard enough, but they've just got no sort of unpredictable play in their attacking build-up. I mean, Ritchie, who was brought in really to keep an eye on Beckham, now suddenly as a left wing back, he was having to take on Sol Campbell, had no chance, and you just feel it's unfair asking him as a defender to be the creative person. That's why I do think sort of something like McCann needs to be coming in to give them the natural width.
Here's Don Hutchison. He picked that up well from Gallacher. He's got Dodds to his right. Comes off the heel of the English player. Martin Keown's having a storming game at the moment. He's stopping everything that is coming his way. Here's Redknapp. Neville with three England players, and Beckham now has made a run from right to left to join the attack on the far side, and England have a corner. Well, they've really taken the sting out of the the Scots and also out of the occasion England, really. It's a very quiet Hampden at the moment as Beckham takes a short corner to Redknapp. Gets it back again. Scholes is in there again, so is Shearer.
It's happened about 3 times. Gone to David Beckham. He has got a left foot. He can use it, and he had so much space just to carry it into the penalty area, but he just likes to whip that ball in with his right foot. A little bit predictable.
And the longer this goes on, the more you feel that Scotland had their chance very early in the game to establish themselves and failed to do so. This is Burley to Dodds. It's an uphill climb now for them. Ferguson, Collins. Shearer comes back to win the ball for England. And it's all English support coming down now from the new Hampden. Gallacher lifts it in for Dodds.
Dodds has done pretty well, I think, because he hadn't had a lot of support. He's at the underside of the crossbar, had a shot at the near post, and even on this occasion he did get his head to it, but you've got Gallacher, the second striker, crossing to one option in the middle, Billy Dodds, and at 2-0 down, that's not enough options.
This really has been Scotland's shortcoming, even though they've had success in getting to international competition finals. The goal scorers, the natural goal scorers, have been missing for some years. It makes you, if you were Scottish, you'd be rather sorry. I'm sure Craig Brown is that Duncan Ferguson decided for his own reasons to stop playing international football. And of course Ali McCoist, who was their best goal scorer, although he's still a Kilmarnock player, is no longer part of the international setup and is in fact recovering from a broken leg. This is Campbell. Landed on the roof. One thing England don't have to do at this stage, Trevor, is to get involved in any rash challenges.
No, because they came into this game, I think it was 7 yellow cards, wasn't it? And didn't want any players to miss out then on that second leg. So for none of them to pick up the second card and also to be 2-0 up with half an hour to go at Hampden Park is just, I think, the most that they could ever have hoped for. And just wonder whether they'll try and push on to get the third goal, which would, I think, extinguish the tie totally.
I think it would. And Shearer again, he's back just against the defender. Collins is trying to create things for Scotland, but Paul Ince tracking him across the pitch there, shutting down, and Keegan would be pleased to see that. This is Ritchie. Find some space here for John Collins. Dodds and Gallacher are waiting in the centre. Burley's up as well here. Can Collins create space for a cross? Well, he'll get a corner off Sol Campbell. Ritchie, Dailly and Weir are in there now. The near post header that goes over from Don Hutchison.
Yeah, it just comes beyond the near post, but from that range he's not going to beat David Seaman. He just need a fainter touch to go across the face of the goal. That would have been far more dangerous.
Redknapp, but there's nobody up there for England in that space. So here's Burley for Scotland. And not much has got by Adams and Keown, although they did have moments of anxiety very early in the game. Dodds. Now, here comes Ritchie. And Sol Campbell is the man that he collided with. He's gone down, and it's a free kick to England.
It wasn't too subtle, was it, that challenge? Just actually caught him with his head. And but again, the crosses that are going in are tending to hang in the air, and the likes of Keown, Adams and Campbell, England soaking up those quite comfortably. I think in the second half, the English defence has looked very solid.
It has, and we're 20 minutes into that second half now, and she won't be too pleased at the moment. Neither will Craig Brown, and I would imagine it's that time in the game when substitutions might be forthcoming. See no real reason for Kevin Keegan to have to make any, although of course there is Wednesday to bear in mind, and he may decide if the game looks one to rest one or two. This is Gallacher for Scotland. And it's a good-looking ball, actually, and headed round by Phil Neville for a corner. He had two players coming in on him there, in fact. Craig Burley and Don Hutchison. And now Dailly is forward as well, and Hendry. Christian Dailly with the header. Just going away.
Colin Hendry had sort of attracting the English defenders. About two or three of him went for it, trying to get the header. It cleared all of them. No one at that post had come off it. If it had just drifted, it would have been interesting whether David Seaman would have got the cross.
Referring back to my comment about resting a player or two, Michael Owen would be the one you'd think about, having had to work very hard to regain his fitness, and having had the hamstring problems that he's apparently overcome. And the obvious replacement there would be Andy Cole, I suppose. That's forward by Don Hutchison. Scots just at the moment in a bit of disarray. They've not really threatened the England goal for some time, and halfway through the second half, the substitution that came to mind is going to be made. Andy Cole, who some felt was a contender for a starting place today, will come on now for his sixth cap, yet to score a goal for England. Got plenty of them at Newcastle for Kevin Keegan and plenty for Manchester United, and he replaces Michael Owen, who I would imagine is being sensibly rested with Wednesday in mind.
That makes a sensible substitution. He's in excellent form. Michael Owen got the nod at the starting point. I was just thinking, I wonder what Craig Brown thinks sitting on the bench, wondering how to get back into this game when he sees England bring on somebody of the quality of Andy Cole. What would he give somebody of that quality coming off the bench for them?
Owen is also protected because he was on one yellow card in the competition, but then on the other hand so is Cole, so doesn't change things very much. Here are Scotland on the attack with Don Hutchison. Gallagher's gone right, Dodds has gone left, and Hutchison, was he fouled? Yes, says the referee, and this is a card. Jaime Redknapp, but fortunately not one of the England players already on one.
It's going England's way, isn't it? All those who are picking up yellow cards are not going to affect them. He didn't make contact again with the ball. Don Hutchison probably has been the most threatening of the Scottish players to try and conjure up a chance.
So a free kick to Scotland. Hutchison, Ferguson and Burley round the ball. They want Cole 10 yards away, that's why there's a delay. Ferguson has walked back a bit. The referee wants the England players back a bit. Eventually we're going to have a free kick. It is direct. But this is Burley who has a shot at the crowd, and Shearer who kicks it clear. So in this match alone, 7 yellow cards at the moment, 4 to Scotland and 3 to England. did tell you this referee is quite punctilious. Here's Sol Campbell.
Going back to the referee, I think everyone was wondering how the tempo of the game would be, but I think although it's been competitive, the players have been quite sensible. The referee has made sure he's clamped down on anything, although it's not really been a 7-card match. There's been a sign of trouble spilling over.
Good piece of play there by Martin Keown coming out of defence. This is Neville looking for Redknapp. Over goes Weir. Gould starts the England attack going again. Redknapp to Cole now. Neville. Shearer, the man in the centre. Less than 20 minutes to go here of normal time in the first leg. England have a 2-goal cushion thanks to this man, Paul Scholes. Official attendance figure just coming through here, 50,132. I never quite work out why some people don't come, because there were 52,000 tickets by all accounts. Anyway, those that are here have seen what has developed into quite a one-sided affair so far. Wasn't early on, but it is now. Here's Ferguson, and England are winning the balls that matter. Paul Ince. Andy Cole's back on the left. This is Alan Shearer on the right. Beckham is down the middle. Let's come out to the right now. Shearer with Dailly. Flag up, free kick. Really a careless position for Dailly to give away a free kick. He thinks it was more a case of Shearer doing the pushing. But it's putting him in a good position again. David Beckham, the delivery boy from here. And England are not just sitting on 2-0. Campbell's up, Keown's up, and so is Adams. Oh, and the near post. Andy Cole. Corner again. Adams on the goal line, Cole in the 6-yard box. This is Paul Ince through the crowd.
He's unlucky, Paul Ince. He's done well today. Sat in front of his defence, and there he is, hands on his hips on the edge of the penalty area. It just went straight just off the side of the shirt of Hendry, either side of Sullivan. Seeing it late, he could have been in trouble. At this moment, he doesn't see it. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the room to do it. Scott. Ince. Ferguson found Gallacher. This is Hutchison. Little push and shove between him and Ince. Now it's Dodds. They're taking a long time to get it into the England penalty area here, Scotland. But this is Collins. Keown is looking better and better as the match goes on. Shearer was grounded. This is Cole. And now Dailly. And the Scottish supporters demanding something a bit more now. This is Burley. Adams finally away. Weir. Now it's Neville. We're going really as a spectacle in a bit of a rut at the moment, Trevor. Well, the onus is on Scotland to get back into it, and up to now, particularly in the second half, they did have opportunities in the first. In the second half, it's been too predictable. No one showing a bit of flair and expect a bit of skill that's going to unlock a very compact England defence.
Burley on the right for Scotland. He's got support from Ferguson, whose return pass was not very good, but that's better. This is Hutchison. Coming up outside him is Dailly. Again, disappointing finish to the attack.
Well, it's so predictable, isn't it? You come 2/3 of the way up and then suddenly just dink a little diagonal ball in, and David Seaman comes out and says thanks very much.
Here's Shearer to Cole. Ooh, had power in that. It hit Colin Hendry. This is Neville now. Beckham. Cole trying to turn Weir. Couldn't do so. Home supporters urging Scotland to break quicker. And England have got men back now.
Scotland have no men up. I mean, you know, they've got to come back because they've got no men further forward. They're 2-0 down. I'm amazed they haven't tactically try and take a chance.
Well, John Collins is well forward there. He's gone down, and the referee says corner, I think. And there's going to be a card here. Now, who's it for? Is it Tony Adams? John Collins is the player who got knocked in the face by Sol Campbell. I don't know if Adams said something or did something out of the picture there, but there was a yellow card shown. It looked as though it was in Adams' direction. He's not on one, by the way. Here's Hendry from the corner trying to get a header in. And now it's John Collins with the cross. I used to commentate on goals. I now commentate more about yellow cards, but we'll try and keep up to date with it. Here's Dailly. Oh, that's a bit clumsy from Paul Ince. Free kick to... Oh, and the card's coming out again, is it? Ince! And as Trevor Brookings says, all the England players... Oh, and they're taking the free kick. No, they have to bring it back. All the England players who've not already been booked are now getting them. He's another one who, fortunately for England, wasn't already on a yellow. He served his suspension, of course, Paul Ince, for his sending off in Sweden. How many is that now, then? 5 England players and 4 Scots. 9 yellow cards today. It was Adams, I can confirm, who got that yellow card. Closely followed by Ince. I'll speak more about what happens to yellow cards in a moment. There's another angle to it. Here's Collins. Back to Hutchison. Sol Campbell up well. Hutchison. If a player on a yellow card was to get a second one in the second leg, it would not be used against him in the finals should his team get through. They are rescinded. There's an amnesty on yellows at the end of the qualifying and playoffs, but a red card received, say on Wednesday, would affect the player concerned when Euro 2000 starts. As I said, it's not an easy disciplinary code to follow sometimes. The match position here is far simpler. England lead 2-0 with 13 minutes to go at Hampden Park. This is Burley. Scots would have been expecting more from their team than this. There isn't quite the drive and passion you would expect in the second half. Ferguson there showing again what poor distribution does. It just makes the attack peter out, and Craig Brown must be very, very disappointed so far. I'm just wondering, Trevor, why it is that we're not seeing any Scottish changes.
Well, it's a surprise. Neil McCann will be warming up. He's definitely the one who would give them the width, perhaps try and take on defenders. That's what they're lacking. They're keeping possession and then get so far and then just lob a ball forward, and they've lacked any invention in the second half. Hugely disappointing.
This is Billy Dodds. Andrew, Scotland could produce a goal from somewhere that would prompt a rousing finish to this game. Here's Collins. Back it comes to Hutchison. In it goes towards Gallacher. Here comes Dailly, pursued by Shearer. Now Hendry. Weir. then Hutchison and Burley doing the work on the right-hand side, but finding it hard to get the crosses in now. Here's Weir. Ferguson back to Dailly. Scholes making the challenge. Now if he could release... Oh, he's gone the other way. I was going to say he could have released Beckham there. This is Andy Cole wearing number 18. Now it's England's turn to give it away. It's a rather disjointed, scrappy second half we've got here. And I'm disappointed if this is the new Hampden in terms of atmosphere. I must say it's been very quiet. They're starting to get a little bit more stirred now because Mark Burchill has come off the bench. A change of one of the strikers here, and this is Ritchie. Most of the shouts you can hear at the moment are "Come on England." This is Ferguson. Dodds. And again Billy Dodds looking for Gallacher. England had everybody back behind the ball. They still have. This is Hendry to Dailly. Getting it back from John Collins. Hutchison's now in the centre. Dodds is up, but it's another safe, easy ball for David Seaman.
Because they've never got behind England defence, it's never sort of anywhere sort of along or beyond the 18-yard box. It's always sort of from a deep diagonal angle, and whether Mark Burchill can get the service, I'd be surprised if it's a direct substitution for one of the front men. Gallacher then could perhaps pull out wider and be a third striker and give a bit of width that way.
Here's Burley. Ball hasn't gone out of play since Burchill took up his position on the touchline, so he's waiting patiently still. Here's Hendry. Ince stretching, didn't like it, neither did Scholes, but he has now. That's Shearer, who looks up and sees Andy Cole making a run left to right. Now the ball is out of play, and Mark Burchill, the 19-year-old Celtic striker, the youngest player in the squad, will win his third cap. He was only a substitute, in fact, for Celtic against Rangers on Sunday, and he's a substitute again today. He's one for the future, Burchill. Kevin Gallacher, who missed what proved to be two very costly chances early on and is out of the second leg anyway, is the man who's been replaced. So Burchill could be playing for a place on Wednesday. Scholes. Keown. Oh, look at this. No flag for Andy Cole. Shearer far side. Cole pulls it back. Defender got a foot in. Unselfish play by Cole.
That was interesting. I think playing for Manchester United, there's no way Andy Cole would have looked up. I think he'd have just gone in and slammed it. And Alan Shearer, all that discussion, I better square it, I don't know.
Perhaps you just say you're sorry about the remarks in the book. Anyway, here's Campbell. And Cole wasn't far away from that cross either, but I tend to agree with you. I thought he was going to go alone there for a moment.
And at the other end, John, I've got to say, I mean, Gallacher, he hasn't done much in this second half, but if you're trying to get back in there, why not sort of bring Burchill on and keep Gallacher, pull him out wide or something? A straight sock with Burchill doesn't, to me, improve the supply into the strikers.
Well, here's the one who's still on. That's Billy Dodds. And this is Ferguson. Burchill's on the edge of the penalty area with Hutchison at the moment, but David Seaman has had such an easy job in the second half, which is not to take away from him. A very important save he made with his feet from Kevin Gallacher just after England had taken the lead. Well, there's an eerie silence inside Hampden at the moment. So much for all the raucous, triumphantist build-up to this game. Here comes Burchill. Hendry has got through the afternoon, it would seem, without aggravating his injury. That's Hutchison's flick on, he wants it back now, trying to find Burchill.
Unlucky, Burchill has got that little bit of pace, good little header from Hutchison. As I say, he's been the most inventive for me of the three, Collins and Ferguson. A little bit too deep to hurt the English play, but I still do believe that Scotland are, with this lineup, how on earth are they going to score? Well, they need 2 to take it into extra time, but they need 3 actually to actually complete this time without going into penalties.
Yes, technically England have also scored 2 away goals, haven't they? Here's Jaime Redknapp with Neville on the left. Shearer pulling away by the 6-yard box. Claims a corner, gets one. And this time Martin Keown, I think, staying back. Tony Adams has certainly gone up though. Adams is going right into the 6-yard box, and Campbell is coming forward now. It's a Scottish head that gets there first, and a Scottish boot. But they want the ball very much at the other end. 4 minutes of the 90 remaining here at Hampden. Hardly a Scottish voice raised at the moment. Beckham. Supporters are singing the national anthem. Here's Cole. Hendry gets to him. Goal kick given.
A bit unlucky there, Andy Cole. He's done okay since he's come on, as did Michael Owen in his spell. I mean, England's man of the match, and the match start has to be Paul Scholes. 2 goals is always dangerous coming from late. The defence has done well. Paul Ince also in midfield, but it's not been a great display by England, but they haven't actually had to be in top gear, haven't they?
This was Burchill. No, I'd like to say I think also Martin Keown's had a very good game, Trevor.
Yeah, the back, Keown, Adams, Campbell, Neville have been solid, particularly in the second half. Seaman made that important save, but I just feel in the second half that they've never had to step up the tempo.
That's a fact. Here's Ince. Yes, and in a way, that's rather sanitised the occasion, I think. I thought we were going to be here finding it hard to hear each other speak, and in actual fact, I can hear the conversation of people 6 rows behind me.
And how does Craig Brown lift his side for Wednesday?
Bit of holding there, was there, on Shearer? This is Collins. Yes, how does he indeed? Don't think Keegan will have to do a lot of lifting, do you?
No, I think, well, the occasion on Wednesday night, 2-0 score, and the supporters, certainly the England supporters at Wembley, will be looking for a showpiece, won't they, to turn on the style.
They want it to be a night of jubilation, won't they? This is Hendry. To remind ourselves, of course, that we're grateful to Sweden for enabling England to get even this far. Shearer. Beckham. Cole is the only England player in the penalty box at present. He's jumping here. Scholes supporting. Neville and Scholes working the left flank here. Ince. Keegan's on the touchline in the little area there as Jaime Redknapp. Oh, there's a foul there on the edge of the area, and this is going to be another yellow card. Don Hutchison.
Just as well he get a yellow card for that tackle on Paul Scholes in the first half. Now, what a position this is for David Beckham. I mean, this 3rd goal goes in just before the end. Well, it will be game up.
Hutchison not previously booked, by the way, in the tournament, just for the point of reference. David Beckham with a free kick possibility just outside the penalty area. His 1 goal so far for England came from a free kick against Colombia in the World Cup. What can he do with this one? There's Neville pretending to take it. Beckham hits the wall of players there. And enabled Redknapp to have a shot from distance, which was comfortably dealt with by Neil Sullivan. We are in fact in the last minute of the 90 now. There hasn't been, I would have thought, too much stoppage time, because we haven't had prolonged injuries. Although there has been a bit of a delay while the referee's been booking players. 10 is it now? 5 each side, booked today. Well, the England fans in good heart here, coming towards the end of this first leg. Keown. We're now into time that the Spanish referee will add on for stoppages. And I'm led to believe it's 3 minutes. This is Ince. So if Scotland can't score 2 goals in 3 minutes, then England have won the first leg. Here's Campbell. Cole wants it far side. Hendry had to stretch a bit for that and didn't make it, and Cole helped it on, and Shearer came in, and it's England who look the more likely scorers in injury time.
Great bit of play by Andy Cole. Good ball from Campbell. So aware. Look, Shearer just behind him, just wouldn't get there quick enough. Just a sufficient lunge there that made just pull out of the shot.
Corner to England to be taken by Beckham. Pulls it back to Redknapp. A lot of players in there. For England, that is. In fact, they've really got nothing to worry about defensively, Keegan's team, and they've been able to push 2 and 3 defenders up the corners quite comfortably. Keegan, in fact, signalling to David Seaman to kick it long here. Ferguson's got caught in possession there. Gets the free kick though. Here's Weir. Scotland now are looking for just 1 goal to try and improve their chances in the second leg. They wouldn't have got it there because there was an offside decision, which didn't matter because England have the ball with Redknapp. Here's Andy Cole, 1 against 1 with Colin Hendry in the dying moments. Cole!
Well, I thought he might go one-on-one with Hendry, take him for pace. Good ball from Jaime Redknapp here at this situation. Go round to Hendry's right, make the shooting angle. Decided to hit it early, but I think he's looked pretty sharp, Andy Cole, since coming on.
Cole chasing again. That's a header by Burchill to Dodds, and now Burchill again. Right at the end here, and it's safely from an England point of view over David Seaman's crossbar, and the 3 minutes of stoppage time which was signalled are up. A little bit of a fuss made by a couple of the players in the penalty area there, but I think it's been sorted out. There was a little collision between Dodds and
Adams. It was. Billy Dodds was trying to run beyond him, and I think Tony Adams put his arm out. Just a frustrated reaction from Dodds. I don't think Tony Adams is too worried at this stage.
English arms are raised on the pitch and in the stands at Hampden. Not sure that the 3 Lions really had to roar to win this match, because Scotland, unfortunately from their point of view, were very disappointing, but nothing to be taken away from Paul Scholes. The 2 goals in the first half that really put England in charge of this 2-leg affair. The Scots had their chances very early in the game, most of them missed by Gallacher, and after that little spell they hardly troubled England again. And I must say, Trevor, this has rather made the second leg at Wembley look something of a formality.
Yes, I think Scotland lost the tie in the opening half an hour. They conceded, certainly that man Paul Scholes did great running from deep, but the 2 soft goals from their point of view. Gallacher had a couple of chances, certainly the one soon after the first goal, one-on-one. Seaman made a good save, and then I think the Billy Dodds shot hit the underside of the crossbar. That didn't go in, and then in the second half, a very deflated Scotland, a very poor Scottish side really, without invention, and England comfortably defending that 2-0 lead without ever having to get into top gear.
as an occasion, perhaps something of an anticlimax, but England and their supporters won't be worrying about that. They go into the second leg at Wembley 2-0 up, with one foot very firmly now, I would think, in the Euro 2000 finals. And well, as for their opponents, the flower of Scotland withered today, and it may well die at Wembley on Wednesday.
Kevin, how satisfying a result is that for you?
Well, I really enjoyed it. I thought the performance was excellent, particularly first half. This is an intimidating place to come. Make no mistake about it. Don't you believe what you're in?